Hello, this is the One Episode Rule podcast about first impressions. I am Magpie, still trying to pick out what my next anime is going to be because the drip feed of Freerun and Dungeon Meshi is too slow.
Oh no. You gotta pick something.
I saw a piece of news. I didn't add this to the news earlier because I was straight up confused by it being an article at all. That was just like. Just like the company that makes Freerun has put out a trailer for the second half of the Mage Exam arc, and I'm just like looking at it. It's like you have 6 episodes left. What is this for?
You're making. I mean, listen. They gotta get people hyped up to watch the rest of their season that they're probably already going to watch anyways. I don't know.
My animes.
We've already been here for 22 episodes. So we're locked in. Anyway, how are you guys?
I'm Blackle. I finished Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040 this last weekend.
Yes.
And damn, that is like my Blorbo show now.
Oh boy. Oh, yeah?
Like, I don't normally have Blorbos, right? Like, I don't normally like feel about characters in that way.
Mm-hmm.
But damn, Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040 does it for me.
Wow.
It's like I also like the story too. I think that helps because it's like it's not the best story. Hell, it's not even the best cyberpunk story, but it's like they're trying to do something like Akira and Neon Genesis, and like kind of trying to do their own thing too, and they succeeded. I think I like it a lot.
Huh. Well, that's a very glowing review.
I would love if Studio Trigger remade it.
Ooh.
Because the animation is the only weak point of the show. If like Studio Trigger remade this, I would
you
die
would
and go to
be
heaven.
losing your mind. Yes,
I would
understand.
lose my shit. Like I would scream. I would go onto my roof and I would just scream.
Just honk like a howler monkey.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's interesting. It's the season of people who don't have favorites picking an anime and going, "These are my children.
I love them."
Like, look at this one. He's an absolute fucking freak. I love him.
Yeah.
Here's him dying in a glue trap. No.
I want to see Pris dying in a glue trap.
Listen, I'll talk to you after the show, okay? Hello, I'm Joey, and I'm an artist. What did I watch this week? I probably watched a couple more episodes of Turn A at some point. We watched more Mob Psycho, which is a very, very good show.
Mom.
Boy, I love that show.
It's
good.
It's very good. And that's pretty much where my anime watching's been. Oh yeah, I read a little bit of Dungeon Meshi as well because I want to like read the manga because I wanna. I like the art.
It looks just as nice as the show, and there's bonus jokes.
Yes, exactly. So that's me.
Hi, it's me, Louie. I watch Solo Leveling, and that's it. Okay, back to Magpie.
How is that going?
Solo Leveling is fun.
It's Joey. Are you caught up on it?
Oh, did you watch episode 6? I know that just came out, and I haven't watched it yet.
It's probably the bloodiest since episode 1.
Oh wow!
Oh,
dang!
My.
I'll have to go check it out sometime then, because that's my jam.
Like it's not trauma for trauma's sake, but it's definitely
but it has a purpose. Yeah.
Gory.
Yeah, okay. That show gets intense.
Yeah.
You guys want some news?
Yes, let's have the news.
We're gonna start with the bad news because it's just bad. Which is, hey, do you have digital purchases with Funimation? Because no, you don't.
Well, don't do digital purchases.
Buying is not owning.
We gotta stop letting companies like do digital purchases because essentially
just take it away.
Yeah, Crunchyroll has pretty much just said, we're absorbing Funimation, and also we don't honor your digital purchases through them. We don't care about that.
Yeah.
Also, you have to you will be grandfathered into a Crunchyroll account, but ours costs more.
Yeah.
And
It's
just
whack.
a shockingly poor fucking deal for anybody, and I don't
For
blame any of them for
everyone.
canceling their subscriptions.
Nope.
Yeah. That's the thing, is that if buying isn't owning, then fucking pirating isn't stealing. That's just how it is.
Yep.
You've broken the tacit agreement.
Mm-hmm.
But we have some good news, and the news is I was right.
Oh, yeah?
It's not news.
Because
That is news.
Tatsuki Fujimoto's Look Back is getting a anime film.
Oh, wow. Nice.
They announced that today.
Oh, wow. All right.
And we predicted that last episode.
Yeah, I
because
do
somebody
remember.
noticed that they bought a URL for it.
Yes.
But yeah,
Right.
this is going to be a movie.
Nice.
And it's got the director for Devilman Crybaby.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
this one is apparently just a true to life story about two students who decide to become manga artists.
Hell yeah.
Isn't it just Bakuman?
So what?
Isn't it just Bakuman? Not like Bakuman, but Bakuman.
I don't know what that is.
It's the series that the Death Note artist and writer created after writing Death Note.
Yeah, actually I have heard of that, and then they did make something like that.
Oh, wait.
I mean,
they also
joking,
did
but-
Platinum End, didn't they? That was a different one.
But yeah, it turns out amongst manga authors, semi-autobiographical work about being a manga author is pretty common. Anyway, I believe we already had something picked out to watch from the viewer suggestions.
From the viewer suggestions, and I believe that we might be in for an actually a good one this week.
All right.
Because we're gonna watch, and don't kill me if I pronounce this wrong, Escaflowne.
Listen, that's as close as you can get.
It's that one. We're watching that one this week.
All right.
Escaflowne now. Themes: isekai, love polygon, mecha, psychological.
Love Polygon is dire.
Welcome to Escaflowne.
The fact that Love and Polly were right by each other had me misinterpret what that meant, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty
You're just like, that's
progressive."
That's pretty progressive for 1995.
For a show from the mid '90s. No,
who wants this? Who wants this blurb? I can read it, but
you should read it.
okay, I'll read it. Hitomi Kanzaki is just an ordinary 15-year-old schoolgirl with an interest in tarot cards and fortune-telling. But one night, a boy named Van Fanel suddenly appears from the sky alongside a vicious dragon. Thanks to a premonition from Hitomi, Van successfully kills the dragon, but a pillar of light appears and envelops them both. As a result, Hitomi finds herself transported to the world of Gaia, a mysterious land where the earth hangs in the sky. In this new land, Hitomi soon discovers that Van is prince of the kingdom of Fenelia, which soon falls under attack from the evil empire of Zyback. In an attempt to fight them off, Van boards his family's ancient Gaimalef, that's what they're fucking called in this, Escaflowne, a mechanized battlesuit, but fails to defeat them, and Fenelia ends up destroyed. Now on the run, Hitomi and Van encounter a handsome Asturian knight named Alan Shezar. That one's difficult even for me. Whom Hitomi is shocked to find looks exactly like her crush from Earth. With some new allies on their side, Van and Hitomi fight back against the forces of Zyback as the Empire strives to revive an ancient power. Okay.
Do you know what's funny about this show is that it is very clearly kind of a mix of science fiction and high fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But it has just enough of that high fantasy stink on it that I don't want to touch it.
No.
So you're supposed to say how you feel about it after the recap.
So
I
this
have
is an
good things.
interesting
I have
one.
good things to say about it later.
This is
Okay.
an interesting one because I would like to welcome you all to the birth of isekai. Because this is one of the very first, and this is from back when isekai was a fucking shoujo genre.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a
That
very
is-
different land than
It
it
was
is now.
times
world.
were different.
It's just like it is a different it is a different kind of fantasy. It is not a Chunibyo's power fantasy. It is a teenage girl's I want a bad tempered guy to kill a dragon for me and maybe get hurt a little bit
Uh-huh.
during
Uh-huh.
so that I can tend his wounds.
Why do I feel like I'm being called out? Do you want to start the recap?
So yeah, let's start the recap because we open on some 90s ass shit because
Yes.
this show doesn't have the first episode didn't have a intro.
I need you all to know how much I didn't know anything about this show. I did not know this was from the 90s. I just know that some of my friends are watching it right now, and I was like, oh yeah, that's on the list. And I was like, that's probably good if they're watching it. And I was like, what is this?
So we open on this we open on what exactly?
Well, we had an intro music.
It's the rotating, like, yeah. There is an intro, and then there's like the rotating fucking tarot cards.
Yeah, the tarot cards. They're just like.
And then there's La Torre.
The tower is here. We all know what that means.
Caused me like physical shock immediately because of associations I have with it.
You're just like, oh god, it's that one.
Is that good? Me flying a fucking balloon into some power lines. Is that good?
Is that good?
But yeah, what we really open on is our protagonist Hitomi is late for fucking track practice. And she is booking it in a 90s ass tracksuit. Down some joyfully leaping down the stairs to presumably her death, but no, she goes fine. She's got her shoes and everything, and she beats ass all the way there to get chewed out by her friend Yukiko, or just Yuki,
something like that.
Listen, she's not important enough to be on the list, but she's her best friend, and she's the fucking manager, so she bitches her out.
She's like, when you're late, I get yelled at.
When you're late, I get yelled at. And she's just like, did I miss the guy's time trials? It's just like they're about to go. Also, and she uses an incredible phrase here. Your object de drool.
Yes.
Is about to go. This is Captain Amano. This was back before subtitles like ignored the honorifics, so he is always Captain Amano, and it's very funny. It's like he has fucking military rank.
Yeah, she's literally just calling him senpai
because that's how they translate.
That's how they translated it. I don't. It's fine.
Listen, it was strange in the 90s.
They didn't know what they were like. They were still like trial running.
They were still working
this
it out.
Shit. So,
but we get to watch a non-Kirito, like back in the 90s before they made them.
Invented that mold.
And then later we'll see fucking Von Fonnel, who's like some sort of fucked up like Kirito ancestor, like a Neanderthal. But
I think this is like Divergent sort of evolution.
He's actually an entirely different like genus of anime protagonist that doesn't exist anymore.
Yes. They stopped making these.
He's a premium nasty boy. But yeah, and he is whipping ass at the just regular time trials. Like he breaks 10 seconds.
I think like 10 point something. He breaks 11.
Yeah,
but very fast.
He's fully under 11 seconds, which is, I assume is fast. I don't know what distance.
Yeah, seems impressive.
And they're all pumped about it, and it's just like, all right, it's time for the girls. And her friend just fucking pulls her track pants off because she knows she's got her shorts on, but it's just like, geez, fuck.
You're like, don't pants me.
Don't pants me in the middle of the track. She's like, don't be late.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes to set up for hers, and they have the blocks and everything. I don't know that much about track, but I don't know how you're supposed to launch off those blocks. But,
I don't.
But yeah, she goes to set up, and she's like, I've never beat 13 seconds. I wish I was faster. And they set off, and she's doing pretty well. She's pounding it pretty well, but she has this problem with this hallucination.
Oh boy, yeah.
Because she is this where the bigger hallucination starts?
No, this is the first hallucination, which is just like sort of
like, is it just him?
Yeah.
Yes. Is it just? Well, no. I think she gets.
Or does she go on the trip?
She
gets to see
him.
one of
she
the
runs
mech.
through him.
I think.
Yeah. Okay, so it's the bigger one. What I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because there's the shadow of a man, in her lane, and she just passes right through him like a ghost, and it causes her to pass out. She just faints away because the strangeness and stress is too much for it. And while she's unconscious, she experiences a series of freak-ass visions of apocalyptic robot battles.
Yes.
And
they are
also
sword fighting.
A conversation between this Prince Vaughn and somebody named Balgus about hunting a dragon and his brother's disgrace. And then just some like real fucking Nausicaa, like Valley of the Wind, a giant destroying the earth shit.
And then the world crumbles beneath her feet.
Yeah, and then she witnesses the tower.
Yes.
Fall to pieces, and the ground crumbles beneath her. And as she falls into a void, she is rescued by an angelic figure, who I thought looked pretty sinister, but I think that's just I think it's just some '90s sensibilities not hitting me right. But yeah, she awakens in the infirmary, with her crush beside her, Amano. It's just like, oh, you're all right. You shouldn't get out of bed. And she's just like, oh man, I'm never going to be as fast as you. And he's just like, I don't think that's materially relevant right now.
Yeah, he was like, hey, we're just glad you're okay.
Are you okay? I like this because most anime like crush characters from early on in the series are abandoned later, and they're also kind of pieces of shit. Yeah. But Amano seems like a normal guy.
Yeah, he seems pretty nice.
He's got an extreme '90s middle part, like medium length haircut. But other than that,
listen.
But yeah, and so they just sort of hang out for a second. She's just like, you run so fast, and I've never broken 13 seconds. And he's just like, instead of being weird about it, he just offers her actionable advice, which is really nice. Which is it's you focus everything you have into how you get off the blocks. All that matters is that first bush. She's just like, oh yeah, and he notices her pendant, which we have been shown a couple of times, which is obviously a fantasy like pendant.
Yes, it's a magic charm,
but it's a little one. It looks like a little tiny lava lamp.
Yeah, kind of.
Or like one of the fucking gems from Madoka, But he's just like, that's a neat pendant. And she's just like, oh yeah, it's cool as hell. You want to see this trick? It defies the laws of fucking conservation of momentum.
Yes. You start swinging it in circles and it never stops.
Like a pendulum, if you swing it, it will keep perfect time second to second and never slow down. And they counted up to like 15 seconds without it losing time. I'm just like, that's alarming, actually.
Yeah, I don't
know what this means, but I don't like it. When they hit around like 14 seconds or something, Amano suddenly is gripped by something serious, and he turns to her and he just says, Hitomi, I need you to know that I'm, and he's like leaning over her intensely, and she's just like, oh, hey, is it happening? And her friend bursts in on him. It's just like, I brought your duffel bag. Oh.
He was like, what, baby? Huh?
And then we have a
Should I?"
fun cut to them walking home together, and she's just like, come on, talk to me, Yuki. And she's just like, I'll need banana bread and mint ice cream and and strawberry turnovers, at least for at least a week after school. It's like, oh, shut up, bitch. And they keep walking and under a tunnel, and things suddenly turn somewhat serious again. And she's just like, did you ever do a reading for you and him? And she's just like, well, I don't know if I want to, because what if it said, what if it said we weren't good for each other? She's like, I get it. Because Hitomi is into tarot, and she finally just turns to her and just says, I heard from some upperclassmen that Amano might not make the next track meet, that he may go overseas. So you should tell him now.
You're gonna regret it if you don't. Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't want you to regret it. I was just like, oh, this is actually sweet. I thought this was going to be like a jealousy thing, but no. Mm-hmm. And she's kind of shocked by it. So we cut to her house. Her house is so fucking 80s, 90s.
Yeah, loved it.
It's just a bunch of fucking squares. With one of those stupid like ivy trellises. But and our mom's calling out for him. She's like, "Hey, the bath is ready," but she doesn't notice because she's doing the reading, and the reading is nonsense.
She got she did get the tower.
She pulls it up to the tower and calls it the card of separation, which I've never actually heard it referred to.
Different.
I've always heard of the tower being referred to as like fucking disaster
or upheaval,
it's the worst card to get. Like even death is better. Like even cards that look bad are not as bad as the tower. Like the
you don't.
Is like
you don't want to see the tower.
The balloon, but
oh no.
And she pulls out the Ace of Serpents, which is not a card.
That's not a thing.
And she says,
this isn't real.
Separation and courage.
Separation and snakes.
Fucking snakes.
Snakes are coming. That might actually be true.
The old woman turns over the card and says, shit, I've never seen that one before. Well, what does that mean? Snakes!
Snakes!
Get out! Holy shit!
Leave now!
Leave! So this show, it moves along pretty snappy too. We cut a lot, and we cut to the school again at sunset, and to a scene that literally nobody is in for a while, which is always refreshing.
Yeah.
But we hear all of Amano's buddies like wishing him luck overseas and everything, and they're like surprisingly choked up about it. Mm-hmm. He's got himself a little fan club.
Yeah,
he's just like, Amano senpai, I'll never forget you. And as we move the camera down, it turns out he's looking out over the track, and he's just like, this fucking place. God, I'm glad to blow this dump. But as he turns to leave, he's stopped by Hitomi. He's just like Amano senpai. He's just like, huh? And she approaches him and manages to get out a line that would straight up kill any like romantic protagonist in a modern anime, which is, she shoves the pendant into his hand and just says, if I can beat 13 seconds by the count of this metronome, and then she does pause and she has to bow to him to get it out, which is, I want you to promise to give me my first kiss. Mm-hmm. And he's just like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
Don't regret it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, that's cute.
That's cute. It's charming. I like it.
They're all right. And she goes to do it. He's setting it up, and it sounds like he's counting really fast. Yeah, she's really locked in, and you can tell. And the animation actually does support it here. Sometimes when people are supposed to be going fast in anime, they don't look like they're going that fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, she is interrupted by a vision of a man beaming in from the heavens. Except it's not just a vision this time because she just fully runs into his chest.
Yeah.
This scene would be terrifying to them.
Dude,
Because this man appears and she runs headfirst into his chest, and just falls down. And he reacts like he's being attacked. He's just like, "What the fuck?
Who are you? Where am I?"
He fully has a sword.
He has a sword and like armor.
And the rest of them are just like, "Jesus, what the hell?"
What's going on?
And she sits up and she's just like, "That's the guy from the dream I had." They have a short conversation. What's interesting here is that none of the rest of them can understand him, because whenever you're focused on another character's shoulder and he talks, they don't subtitle or anything. He's just barking fantasy language at them,
Yeah, he's speaking gibberish essentially.
which I think is pretty funny.
It
but
is.
she can understand them, and he's just like, "Where the fuck am I? Who are you?" But then he comes to a realization. Is just like, "Holy shit, you got to move because that thing will be here next."
return
They're
to
like,
slab
huh?
looking ass.
Which is unusual, because why would he know that in this situation? But he is right, because a great rift opens up at the other end of the track, and this dragon is something else.
This dragon is maybe my favorite part of the episode.
This is a freak ass fantasy dragon, and the only beef I have with it is he's kind of hard to parse because they put this really grimy texture on him.
I kind of like the texture.
I actually thought this was 3D.
It's not. No.
No.
Is it not?
No.
Interesting. I thought they did the same thing Courage the Cowardly Dog does.
What I'm pretty sure this is that there's the line drawing of him, and then they put a texture underlay under every one of those, which is why it doesn't move whenever he moves in the right way, and it kind of makes your eyes go, "Ugh, what the hell?"
Yeah, it's a little unusual.
But it's
I was
kind of
just thinking
grimy,
if I was
and it
a
makes it a
child.
little hard to parse.
Yeah, I was just thinking if I was a child and I saw that shit, it would definitely be in my nightmares.
Absolutely.
It's a real freak. I appreciate a freak ass dragon.
Yeah. The character design, like, here's why I think it's funny that she pulled the Ace of Serpents, because that thing was a snake. Like,
he is a snake.
It had rattlesnake patterns.
But yeah, Prince Vaughn has just like, well, I guess I'm still fighting this dragon.
Yep. Shoots it in the eyeball.
And they have a little fight. He shoots it in the. He has all sorts of fun gadgets, which I really like. I like his shield because it fully breathes fire on him, and he's got like a fan shield that rotates out into a circle.
Yes.
He's got a little extendable hand crossbow, and he shot it in one of its eyes. But the fight isn't going very well for him because he is a man, and it is a dragon.
He can't really cut into its scales either.
He can't cut its scales, and it just slaps him aside with its tail, and immediately looks at these three Japanese teenagers and says, "Hey, snacks,
tasty,
unarmed snacks." So everybody in the situation gets what's about to happen next, and Prince Fan is just like, "Girl, you need to run," and they're just like, "We need to go."
Yeah.
You didn't have to tell us.
Yeah, thankfully they're on the track team.
They are all on the track team. Well, she's a manager. One of them's a manager, and they do she does twist her ankle, and they have to carry her.
Yeah, sprains her ankle, and like they have to carry her, but still.
But yeah, they book it up to a mountain shrine nearby, leading to a really interesting scene because it does chase them. Van manages to get like another fun gadget into its scales. He has like a hook. Like he fucing rides it, like the fucking
this thing,
like the fucking Fremen from Dune with Shalad Hud.
Yeah,
or Shalad Hud or whatever the fuck that thing's name is. But there's a pretty cool scene because it's climbing the mountain behind them, but decides to run on top of the Torii gates. which I don't know if it is symbolic or not, but it is visually interesting.
Yes.
Because it would make sense if a creature from another world didn't want to pass through Torii gates.
Yeah. I like that.
But yeah, it chases them all the way up to the shrine, and they're just like, "Whew, we should be safe up here." And then immediately 6 tons of lizard crashes down behind them. They're just like, "I guess we're not safe up here."
Never mind.
And Vaughn faces off with it again, and he just can't cut it. He's dulling his sword. And they book it up another mountain path, and when they turn and look, Hitomi has another vision, and she sees him face off with the thing, and it spike him with its tail from above, like the fucking alien from Alien.
Yeah, it has like a scorpion stinger thing.
It looks like it just has like a hard, like, just fang on the end of its tail. I don't even know if there's any poison or anything.
I don't even know. It doesn't need it. It just can stab you.
But she's just like, he's gonna die. He's gonna fucking die.
Yep.
And she goes to warn him, and the others are like, "Are you crazy?" And he's just like, "Hey, look out above you!" And he does react in time to just get his breastplate torn off, and retaliates by while its tail is stuck in the ground by slicing it belly to groin.
Yeah, he does cut it open.
He stabs it in its fucked up fire glands. And thus the creature is dead.
Then it despawns. It turns into a bone. It turns into a skeleton, and then its skeleton disintegrates.
I think it's interesting that that only happens to it after he cuts the heart out of it. Like
That's true.
The energy crystal.
The little, like, fucked up orb. The magic orb.
He reaches in there for its magic orb and pulls it out, and then it Skyrims away.
It literally, I was thinking of Skyrim too.
It makes me wonder if any of the team who worked on that animation saw this. And and Hitomi goes to talk. She's like, "Are you okay?" And he responds like rather brusquely. He's just like, as if like I'm good enough that I don't need a woman worrying after me.
I was like, oh, we got a bitch boy on our hands.
Because he's a little bitch boy.
She does smack him right across his face.
Slap him. She's just like, I was so fucking scared, you asshole. I should have just let him fucking eat you.
Yeah. She starts bawling her eyes out.
She starts bawling her eyes out because she's a 15-year-old girl, and this was fucking terrifying. And he just like turns and he's just like, I've been an ass, but I can't admit it. She's like, I know I've been an ass, so I better just not say anything.
Yup.
And then the beam comes for him, and he's just like, oh, it's reacting again. And he doesn't seem to notice that it's taking her with it as well.
Yeah, I don't know if he cares.
He was just like, thank God I can get out of this.
I can get out of this fucking place. And yeah, it takes both of them. Despite Amano trying to jump up and grab her hand, he only manages to sling her pendant back up to her.
Yep, she gets the pendant, but not his hand.
And leaving her best friend and her crush just on the top of the mountain in the middle of the night, going, "Oh
no, that was our friend.
The gods have taken her.
She's gone."
And when she comes to in a strange place where she can see the fucking earth and moon in the sky.
Yeah, this is unusual.
What I think is the most unusual piece of the setting here.
They're surrounded by furries.
They're surrounded by furry orcs. I'm not sure.
I don't like. They look like werewolf type beasts. I don't know.
Kobolds. I don't know.
Maybe
the Japanese had a really strange grip of like Western fantasy monsters for a long time, leading to some pretty interesting interpretations.
Yes, and that's
and then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, Vaughn will have to defend them from the creatures.
Yes, I guess.
So yeah, what do we think of the vision of Escaflowne?
The vision of Escaflowne.
That's what you're going to have to type if you want to watch it.
Yes, because there is also a film apparently.
They have a very special way of drawing noses.
Yeah,
that is a thing I noticed. I kind of liked it.
I kind of want to get into this.
I like that the animation was interesting.
Yeah, I want to get into this because this is a textbook example of what I've been calling like 90s anime, like warmth.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I had extreme like vaporwave feelings the entire time I was watching
Yes.
this.
I was
I was
like,
just
this,
like, this is so relaxing and pleasant
that's
to
what,
look
like,
at.
I literally wrote the word cozy. Like,
Yeah,
that was
it's
one of my
really-
first notes.
It's just really nice in here.
Uh-huh.
It's got
Just expecting Lo-Fi Girl to show up.
parts of
Yes.
it have almost a Sailor Moon palette to them.
Yeah.
I'm just like, wow. The music was really good too.
Mhm.
Although sometimes it would stray into like fucking like Western sitcom music.
I know. We're getting almost Seinfeld in some parts.
Getting close to Seinfeld.
Not quite, but almost.
Getting a little close to Hallmark fucking special territory as well sometimes.
Watching this did make the part of my brain, like the same part of my brain buzz that I feel like watching something like Inuyasha would have given me.
Mm-hmm. They're of similar heritage.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking this was Inuyasha if Inuyasha was a prince.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little. It's got some similar,
not a demon boy.
Similar shapes in some senses.
Except Kagome can go back and forth. I get the feeling that Hitomi.
No, I don't think Hitomi is. I think she's kind of stuck there.
Also, this wraps itself up in 26 episodes rather than over
like
50.
Yeah. Oh, Inuyasha is much longer than 50. We're talking in the hundreds at some point.
But yeah, I had a really good time with this.
Yeah, I liked this a lot.
It's got many things that please me. It's got the 90s warmth to it. The characters are like charmingly like off model compared to what you would expect from modern anime.
Yeah.
They have such noses.
And not just their designs, but their personalities are just kind of like nice.
Mm-hmm. They aren't like freakishly bug-eyed like you would occasionally get back in the day.
Right.
And
Blackle, I'd love to hear more of your thoughts, by the way.
It's gonna have mecha in it later.
It will have mecha. Mecha are there. Love Dodecadon or whatever it was.
Let me think here. I think I appreciate that it looks different than most anime. And I feel like whenever you have an isekai do this weird kind of like reverse quasi double backflip, like the guy comes here and then they both leave.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty interesting. I feel like it's just kind of not really for me though. Like I don't really find it that compelling. So, but I don't think it's by fault of the anime. It's just that we're not compatible. So.
Yeah. I know that
I think it's good otherwise.
Ships passing in the night.
I know that you really are not an enjoyer of anything fantasy, is what I've noticed.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
I can like fantasy if it focuses on a specific like sort of aspect of it. Like if it I feel like a fantasy political drama could be interesting to me, but anything that's just like high fantasy, like we're going on a quest to like fight some guys, I'm just kind of like, no, not me. Not for me. I'm sorry.
Well, from what I know about the series, Escaflowne does not go on a quest really. It's very much we are the last people of our nation left, and we have a fucking super weapon.
It's a Fire Emblem game.
Time for robot fights and deciding the fucking fate of nations.
That's the weird thing is I don't even really like large robot fights.
Here's the interesting thing that I thought is I thought their mech designs were fascinating.
They're very interesting to me
because they're not like really typical like what you would expect like they don't really look like a Gundam per se.
They're very rounded.
They look more like giant knights. They even have big capes.
They're definitely meant to be knights. And some of them are asymmetrical, like the Escaflowne itself. I think the big green gem is supposed to be like the cockpit or something, and it's like set off to the side, which is interesting.
That is interesting.
So yeah, would we watch more of this? Me? Yes.
I think I would actually. I don't know if
maybe
I'm
I'll try
saying-
and maybe I'll try and poison our friend who made the video essay about
Oh,
turning
yeah.
Gundam with Escaflowne.
This one might be a little too straight for
Maybe.
Well, I don't know. It's got the robots.
Mhm.
But I don't know. It seems like a good time. I could see myself enjoying. Again, I don't know if this is going to be extremely high priority to me, but like for a good like cozy time show, yeah, absolutely.
And listen, it's not like it's going anywhere.
That's true. It's been here since 1995 or 6 or whatever it
Mhm.
was.
I don't think I'd watch more of this, but I would watch the movie that was made of it because
The
that's
film.
only 90 minutes long.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think I would do that because I feel like because we watch anime TV. The
Mhm.
thing about it is that like I have like a substantially higher bar for like anime TV than anime movies.
Just because of the time sync
time
aspect.
commitment-
Yeah.
exactly. Like
Mhm.
honestly, like if this is a movie, I think I will watch it.
There is a
think I will
movie.
watch it.
Like,
Yeah,
how about if
there
I
is
think
a
I will
film.
watch the movie.
It's rated slightly lower than the original anime, but not rated low.
Yeah, like
Right.
we could literally all get together one day and watch this together if we wanted. Maybe we
Yeah.
could make it a movie night. Just throwing
Yeah,
it out
like
there.
I prefer movies because I feel like they tend to well, first of all, they're over quickly, but also like because it has to be in a smaller space, they have to be
They-
more
Get to the
Mm.
point quicker.
exactly. Like I
Yeah.
feel like the sort of like skill ceiling on movies is really, really high because you have such I don't know, a small amount of time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
No,
but
I
I'm
get
just
I
saying
get what
like
you're
movies
saying.
better.
I understand.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's if I was watching this like on Toonami or something when I was younger, I absolutely would have been all over this. Probably.
Oh, yeah.
I think it definitely did air on Toonami at one point.
Well, not when I was
seems
watching Toonami.
Right. Yeah, no, me either.
Well, it's old
Um,
as shit. Look.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. Anyway, it's just like now I can't see myself putting it on over something else. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that I'm
Yeah.
like not interested, but like also like what Blackle was saying about the movie stuff, like it being over quickly and things like that. Like, it's less of a commitment.
I also feel like you, Louis, specifically, you tend to go for like current type stuff, is what I've noticed.
Well,
Yeah, that's not entirely wrong.
Yeah, which is completely fair. You want to keep up with what's happening
But
at
anyway,
the moment.
if you'd like to tell us about your favorite isekai hurt comfort fic, you could do that at oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
That is the word, not the number. Please at me specifically. We are also on Twitter and Blue Sky. We are at One Episode Cast. Send us your minifigs. I don't know.
Blue Sky.
Tweet us.
Minifigs. Like,
Send us your
PDF.
minifigs.
Send us your
I'll
little
use
guys.
them to create stop motion films without knowing who they are because I don't know who most anime characters.
I'll send you my Kakashi figure.
Yeah.
Send us
I
your
know who
enemies.
Kakashi is.
Send us your enemies to lovers to dying in tandem in a glue trap.
Yes, thank God. Please. We're all gonna die in a glue trap someday.
I had a whole thing I was gonna say, but Blackle just really threw me for a curve there. I don't know if I
tend to
can
do that.
recover. Usually you
I tend
can't.
to do
Usually you
that.
can't get me, but I'm just blitzed. I've been blitzkrieged by that comment. I don't know where I am anymore.
All right,
Okay,
let's
I believe.
get you out of here. Come on, this way.